Hi, my name is Carrie Elaine and welcome to my channel. I like to talk about fashion, travel, vlogging, and occasionally a little bit of philosophy. And today's episode, I'm going to discuss a topic I saw on the reel, and it was, do you dress modestly to prevent being judged? Which I thought was really interesting. So if you want to hear more about my opinion on it, please continue to watch. And if you enjoy this, I hope you will like, comment, and subscribe and stick around so that we can have more discussions. Okay, so do you dress modestly to prevent being judged? Personally, no. I've always dressed for myself, partially because I grew up as the stepdaughter of a pastor for the longest time, so I already dealt with a lot of judgment being in the church, especially since the age of 5. So I was constantly having to wear things that were like to the sleeve, up here. It was Baptist church, so if you guys are familiar with Baptist church, you know it's like very strict. And long story short, after that, I also had to deal with uniforms and dress code and everything has to be fingertip length and certain colors and polos and all that craziness. So once I got into a performing arts high school, I was like, I'm going to wear what I want, period. Mainly because for me, it was always a form of self-expression. I've always loved fashion. I've always loved color and lace and texture and patterns. So for me, it was always very frustrating when they're like, you have to wear this white polo with these navy or khaki shorts that are to your, like, below your knee, or the skirt that's only in navy and is pleated in a khaki. Like, it just felt limiting. And I know that in the beginning, these things are done to prevent people from, having different social classes, which that's great. I appreciate it. However, there were still other ways of people clicking up together, like, oh, you can't afford X type of shoe. Like, in a weird way, there's always going to be these issues. But to get back on the topic of the reel, I thought it was interesting that she said to prevent being judged. As a woman, I always thought that you dress however you want to feel confident, to go into business, to go into meeting other people, just in life as you're moving around in the world. If that means in your favorite sweatpants that are super fitted and they're black and a tank top, cool. If that means a black bomber jacket or biker jacket and some really cute booties, do you, boo? Whatever works, I just think we should all dress to make ourselves feel like the best versions of our authentic selves. One of my favorite things about my friend group is that we all don't look alike, period. And so for us to all dress alike would be weird. It would be like we were all trying to assimilate to some social idea, when in reality, we should just dress for who we are and our style. Like, one of my friends is super country. She loves horses, she hikes, she wants to be a vet. She wears like the cutest cutoff shorts and cowboy boots and a tank top, and that is her to a T. And I love that. I love that she's not walking around in a ball gown. That's not her aesthetic. Like, we all have our own thing, and it's cool to try different things out, but I don't feel like you should feel forced to impress someone else. Personally, I've always loved dressing up. I'm that girl. I'm over the top. And most of my friends know that. Like, for example, I was going to buy a purse one time, and I was debating between two colors. One was like a lighter color, and then one was like a darker color. And the magenta one I was looking at, but I didn't say anything. And my friend goes, that's you. That's you in a purse. It's quilted, it's classic, it's bright, it's happy. Why don't you just pick that one? And I just laughed, and I was like, that was the one I was drawn to, but I thought it was kind of obnoxious. And she's like, you're not obnoxious, it's just you. Like, why fight that? And that's my thing. Why is it when someone dresses up, or even if someone dresses down, that would be something to judge them for? Like, who cares? How does that affect you? I've always thought that tearing other people down to build yourself up is pretty laughable. Like, what do you really gain? Okay, did you feel powerful in that moment? Okay. Did you gain financially anything? Did you gain any knowledge? Did you gain, I don't know, more followers or something? Like, what are you chasing? Like, what are you trying to execute? When you could have gone up to her and said, wow, you just got a book deal? That's awesome. How did you go about doing that? Could you look over a manuscript of mine sometime? Like, I would love to hear some feedback so that maybe I could figure out how better to pitch myself to publishing companies. Like, these are the things you should be asking. Not, oh, I'm going to make a rude comment about her because that's going to make me feel better about myself. Like, for what, girl? In the long and big scheme of things, like, long term, that's not going to help you. Every time I've seen a woman who I've thought looked amazing or was just super confident and I love something about her, like, one girl was an amazing singer. I asked her how long she'd been singing, how long she'd taken lessons, did she have a coach she recommended, because I wanted to get better at that. Like, these are the things you should be doing to better yourself. So instead of judging someone, why don't you try to, I don't know, replicate in a sense what they're doing that you quote unquote not only envy but respect, you know? So, to long story short, I dealt with a lot of this throughout my life in corporate. I've had so many women say, "Oh, I think your clothes are too fitted," or "I don't think that's really office appropriate. Like, I tend to wear things like a couple sizes bigger because I don't really want people to, see my body." And to me, I just always felt that was kind of offensive. Like, I'm wearing regular slacks that fit me. I'm wearing a blazer. Like, it's a button down. Life goes on. This is standard office attire. I don't feel like I need to wear things that are 3 sizes too big to make whoever comfortable. I don't see these guys running around here in triple XL when they're medium. Why? Because they would be razzed by the other people they're meeting, like, "Oh wow, why can't you afford a new suit?" Or, "Is that really appropriate? Did you borrow it from your dad?" Like, people make really rude comments, and I'd rather walk into somewhere feeling confident and ready to take on the world than making other people feel better about themselves by dumbing myself down. I just don't feel like that's fair to me. I really don't think that any of the stars in the sky are worried about how bright the other stars are shining. They're just doing their job, you know? So I want to know you guys' opinion. What do you think about the topic? Do you think that you have to dress in a certain way to make other people feel comfortable? Do you do that, or do you just own who you are and say, "You know what, world, this is me"? Because I know with the friend group I have, I'm really proud to say that everyone just accepts that we are who we are and we come as we want, Like, I went out with my girls for drinks and a couple of them were in denim jackets. Some of us were in crop tops. Like, we all were just doing our own thing and we all looked gorgeous and we all had a blast. And that's what we should be doing in this world. We should be focusing on fighting issues, not fighting each other. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, please comment or subscribe below. I'd love to hear your opinions. And until then, I'll see you next time.